And tell me, Flippa get locked up again for the same thing.
Melissa lost her life. Melissa is a tourist from New York. Went to visit Jamaica to celebrate her birthday with her Jamaican husband who is living in Jamaica. Now, the story that we receive is that Melissa's birthday, which was on the 29th of last month, April, went to Jamaica to celebrate her birthday. And after being there for a couple of days, the day of her birthday, her husband, who is a Jamaican man, whose name is Dave Anthony Watson, accompanied her into a rideshare and dropped her off at a hospital, which is a Cornwall Regional Hospital. He left her there without registering her or anything of that sort. He just dropped her off and take off in the rideshare. Went home, grab a few stuff, take off. Nobody can find him right now. He's nowhere to be found. Hours later, she passed away. After investigation and of course postmortem, it was revealed that Melissa died from some trauma and apparently was beaten with some blunt object. That's what she passed away from, yes. I feel it. It is so hard. It is hard, you know, for the family. But anyhow, Melissa was after examination, there was bruise all over her body, broken nails, blood all over her and all sorts of something. So apparently the husband, or allegedly the husband, has beaten her and end young Melissa's life. Wow. I know this is difficult for the family, but my condolence to the family and friends of young tourist Melissa.
The police have made a breakthrough in the case of the death of a female U.S. citizen. The woman, identified as Melissa Samnoth, was left at the Cornwall Regional Hospital unconscious and in a wheelchair by her alleged attacker in April. Now, following a post-mortem a few days ago, the police are now searching for her Jamaican husband. We have the details in this report.
Melissa Samnoth in happier times. The 37-year-old American national came to Jamaica in April to celebrate her birthday. Little did her family in the U.S. know she would not return. On her birthday, April 29, she was found in a wheelchair at the Cornwall Regional Hospital, unconscious. There were also visible marks of violence on her body. By the time medical personnel got to her, she was pronounced dead. According to reports, she was taken there by her Jamaican husband, who police have identified as Dane Watson. He fled after taking her inside the medical facility. The couple, it's understood, met in September 2024 and reportedly got married in December 2025. Sources described their relationship as tumultuous. Before Samnoth was killed, she'd been staying at an Airbnb in St. James. Her sister believes she was taken to Watson's home by force.
He kidnapped her from her Airbnb and then took her to his house. But yeah, and that's where they also found her belongings, her suitcase, her purse, her iPad, and her duffel bag. So they recovered all that stuff from his house that he was staying at.
Okay.
Okay.
That's crazy.
And he also stole her cell phone. So they weren't able to recover the cell phone, but he turned it off. So I don't know at this point. We were unable to locate it, of course, but they were, and her laptop he took as well.
She further revealed that on the night her sister was killed, she received a disturbing text.
She texted me back around 10:46 and told me to call the cops and to call one of our friends. And she told me to look at the location on the iPhone because we share locations, and it's a pink house. So I told her okay. So when I checked the location, she was not at the location where her Airbnb was. She was taken somewhere else, which was Norwood.
And if that wasn't frightening enough, the suspect's mother, who runs a popular restaurant in the parish, reportedly told the family this.
His mother had called and told me that she heard from Dean and that he told her that my sister is either in the hospital or a morgue. That's what he told his mother. So his mother was the one that was calling, and she was communicating information, because when I couldn't get in touch with my sister, she was the next person that I called.
The family are also raising questions about the marriage.
It's not
As a result of multiple blunt force trauma to the head. The family was present to identify the body. Now that process is over, the body will be flown back to the U.S. They're offering a reward for Watson's capture.
He needs to do the right thing because she didn't deserve that. And now that we lost her, he needs to get caught, and just whatever price that comes with, it comes with that, because we can't just have him out there, and he did a horrible act of violence to take an innocent life that you should not have taken, because you're not God and you don't decide that.
The police are also urging Watson to turn himself in. Sources say this is not his first run-in with the law. Anyone with information on his whereabouts can call the Freeport Police at 876-653-6191, Crime Stop at 311, Police Emergency at 119.
What's your name?
Brian.
Brian? What part of Jamaica you from?
Montego Bay.
Montego. Everybody from Montego Bay. And what do you do?
Hey?
What do you do?
Well, we're retired now.
You're retired from what?
I used to work with Air Jamaica.
Oh, really? You're a pilot, or you what? You're a pilot? Look at you! All right. Well, congratulations. Take care.
Thanks very much.
All right, honey.
A question from the chat room. Back to the NARA.
Yeah.
If the government passes the NARA bill, which we know they have the ability to do, it needs a simple majority in both houses of the parliament. If they pass it, will the PNP take them to court on aspects of this bill?
All of those are things that we are discussing in terms of options. So, and you are right, we believe, like you do, that they will pass it. So we are looking at what our options are to ensure that we continue to fight on behalf of Jamaican people.
The public at large, Comrade Chairman, from time to time criticizes the opposition, saying that the opposition is not vociferous enough in the parliament, we are not strident enough, and stuff like that. How do you play?
I know. Can I tell you, I know that Jamaicans want to see us fighting a little bit more. We do. I think sometimes you have to moderate, how we oppose. We oppose by gently stating. We oppose a little bit more vociferously, a little bit more vigorously. Damon is also taking the Minister of Education to court. So we have taken them before on the NIDS bill, on the SOE. So those are other ways in which we have done. I think when I hear people talk, I think they want to see us on the street demonstrating.
Some people are calling for that, Comrade Chairman.
No,
definitely.
That's what I'm saying. I know. I think that is what they want to see. And they will, I am sure, be times when we are going to do that. We haven't taken that off the table as part of the arsenal in how we make our points be heard. We're just exploring all options, and we are in the parliament, and so we have been trying to use the parliament as well to make the points. As you can see, sometimes we get nowhere with that because there is a majority, and they believe that because there's a majority, there's no reason to listen to the minority, which doesn't make sense because we're all there in the discussion to make sure we have better bills. And we have seen those few occasions, depending on who the minister has been, when they have listened and taken the advice that we have given, that it has been, better. And we have seen the cases we have taken to court that we were right. So we'll continue to advocate, and we'll continue to explore all avenues. And just to say to Jamaicans, we have taken nothing off the table in terms of what our options are for making the points that we want to make.
My final question.
People of Jamaica, yard and abroad. They are back, you know. I have a question for you. So, allow people to do them a thing, I want to give them ratings. Hide them. Let me tell you something, man. I don't rate no man will do violence against women and picnic, you see it. I don't rate man will do violence against the black brothers and sisters overall, but women and kids, I don't rate them. Any man unalive woman, I don't rate it, bro. Probably, and them said she and already married and something. Now, money do all of this, bro. That's why I don't rate some money in that. Unalive a woman over your own buckler money. Over your own money. If you say what you're going to do, live lavish, you're going to live better. No, anyway you're there in a real pussy where I ensure say police them find you. DN Watson, Indian people. In frequent St. Mary Center and Mobile.
Caribbean cousin, everything must come to an end. Ice Speed has ended his Caribbean tour, and it was nice that he was able to show the world the unique characters of the region in various Caribbean islands, knowing that if he had stuck to the facts and said this is how it is in the Caribbean, we weren't able to understand the history of the culture of the Caribbean. And by we, or the new generation, seeing it through his eyes, and we as a Caribbean on a whole, displaying our culture to the world, to a new generation, pat yourself on the back. I am so proud to be a Caribbean, that knowing that someone out there has learned something about each and every Caribbean island. We may argue over chicken, but when it comes to culture, rich culture, yes, it's definitely in the Caribbean. I'll say props and all. Thank you, ISO Speed, for coming to visit our Caribbean island.
Flippa Mafia arrested. Reports are now circulating that dancehall artist Andrew Flippa Mafia Davis has allegedly found himself in trouble with the law again, connected to drug-related charges, the very same type of situation that already cost him years of his life behind bars. And if these reports turn out to be true, then honestly, this would be one of the biggest examples of somebody failing to learn from their past mistakes, right? Because when you really look at Flippa Mafia's story, this is somebody who already lived through the worst side of that life, right? You know, back in 2016, Flippa was sentenced to 25 years in prison here in the United States after being convicted in a massive cocaine trafficking and money laundering case tied to what authorities called Operation Next Day Air, right? So prosecutors alleged that kilograms of cocaine, were shipped from California into New Jersey, right? Through parcel delivery services with Flippa Mafia reportedly playing a major role in that operation. So now it seems like it's the same pattern, right? At that time, it completely shocked dancehall fans because Flippa, he was not just a random person. He was somebody who was respected and you know, and loved and recognized and all of these things. So, you know, from the flashy lifestyle, from the cars, from the jewelry, from, you know, all of that, you name it. Flippa embodied that image, and then everything just came crashing down. So 1 minute you're performing on stage and, you know, flossing and doing all of this, living the celebrity lifestyle. The next minute you're sitting in a prison cell facing decades behind bars. You know, some reports suggest that while Flippa was incarcerated, bettering himself, you know, people were saying he completed his education, earned degrees, you know, all of those other things. Self-improvement, and was trying to become a changed man. So when he eventually got, you know, released on parole, and, you know, after serving, you know, 9 years, and, you know, many people genuinely felt like Flippa got a second chance at life. And that's why these new reports hit different, because society don't really give many people second chances, right? Opportunity after opportunity, you don't really see that. A lot of people come out of prison with nothing, no support, no opportunities, no money, no career, no nothing, right? Yet some still manage to completely transform their life. Some, you know, some start hustle and all of these other things. Some become motivation.
Honestly, when shit gets real, there's no way around it as much as you try. You understand? When I start on TikTok, I never start over here for no clout. I never start over here for go viral. I just come over here and just feel like I say, that no sit right with me, so I'll talk about it. Or that sit right with me, so I don't talk about it. However, some of the people them take to me and send me out there. And here I am today. So by the time I do some review, I feel so bad for the people them where me no bother do it. And sometimes I just say, you know what, fuck it. No do it. But the shockingest one right now, what me just see, is me know say blame them in a lockup. But when me see him mother, them post him mother, Sheena, when I see them post her, I just realize say things just realer than me think. You understand what I mean? So blame them on my nephew. Sheena have 2 pitney for my brother. Lead man. When I hear blame them say big up my stepfather, lead man. Rest in peace. Him, my brother that. The fact you know say Sheena in a lockup now, it hurt me, like it hurt my spirit, like it make me feel uncomfortable, like me feel a pity in my stomach. Nobody not deserve that, because she really not out here to do nothing. She's a trying girl. When I say trying girl, I mean she love work. She will go to hell and back for her children them. You understand what I mean? That the type of person that she be. She kind, she caring. Now me understand since blame them. Just leak too much information. You understand what I mean? And when we talk upon ourselves, cock mouth kill cock. And there's nothing at all we can do about it. A lot of repercussions go and come in play. You understand what I mean? I say this to say we have to be careful how we are on the internet. We have to be careful about a lot of things. Okay, if you don't realize me never come over here yet, come go like me no blame them. And this one me I disown him. Just that me not look no clout. You understand what I mean? So I just make everybody talk. I'm not get into no altercation with nobody. As I say, I come here for famous. I live a private life. I do friends and company. I'm very introverted. You understand what I mean? But the internet don't get a lot of we carried away. And I don't want to be one of them. You understand? But when me see her in a lockup, I know so she have young pitney. Like young pitney, it me feel away. You understand? It make me feel. Yeah, it make me feel one way. And my brother when love she, and I'm not gonna tell no lie. My brother when love that girl, they love that girl, they different. Rest in peace, my brother Ledman. Big up yourself. My dream see him couple nights ago, you know. I want party. Na blue jeans and white top. I say, where you go? And he couldn't talk properly in a dream. Excuse me, get emotional. Yeah, man, sometimes you lose some people in your life. It's a scare where no matter what you do, it will never go away. You learn how to cope with the situation, but the pain will always remain. I don't mean to make this emotional or nothing like that. But let's hope everything work out for them, because nobody at all not perfect. Some of we just don't get catch with certain things. You understand what I mean? Yeah. So can we not bring down nobody, because all of we use them out. And we pray for them, you understand? Because all of we are human beings. Big up on yourself.
Up first this evening, Jamaicans are being told to brace for higher prices on another staple item.
And this time we're talking about flour. Here's Nakinski Robinson with our story.
There is a pressure at the pumps and no pressure on Jamaicans' plates. This as the price of one of the most consumed grain products, flour, will be increased in the coming weeks. This means bread, buns and other baked goods may soon cost more, another hit to consumers' pockets. Effective May 18, the price of a flour and select bakery mixes sold by Jamaica Flour Mills, the country's main local miller, will go up. In a letter to its clients on May 4, the company said the adjustments follows a sustained period during which it made every effort to absorb rising costs across raw materials, packaging, freight, and other manufacturing-related expenses. It says despite its efforts, the continued increases driven by global market conditions made it necessary to implement the change. JF Mills holds a dominant position as the primary manufacturer of flour in Jamaica, with its products feeding a significant portion of the population. The company has also committed to review prices if market conditions improve. This is the second widely consumed food item that some Jamaicans may have some difficulty accessing after Pan-Caribbean Sugar pulled several batches that were contaminated. Nakinski Robinson, TVJ News.
Truth is, it has provided you with an identity in a country where you could easily be lost. And therefore you are vested in ensuring that your own country, which provides you with an identity, does well. And I believe that's the root of the connection with Jamaica, because Jamaica holds this promise of all the small countries, small islands. Jamaica could become the next Singapore. But if you talk about Jamaica outside of economic terms, then you would be very proud of Jamaican democracy. Yes. Jamaican values still very strong. So what we need to do is to merge our democracy with our economy. And we need to use our strong principles and convert them into prosperity. How do we use our liberal democracy to create a growing economy? That's the big challenge for Jamaica currently. The truth is that we have been exceptional in culture, exceptional, standing in foreign affairs, exceptional in academia and what we have contributed to the world. But we just have not gotten the economy right. And because we have not gotten the economy right, we have just not gotten the infrastructure right. The healthcare and all the other issues. So where did we start with getting things right? That's a question for the diaspora, for our generation. Where do we start? How do we get things right in Jamaica? The first thing you have to do, make no mistake about it, is to get the economy right.
Now, when I broke the story about Melissa being murdered in Montego Bay, it's always a vibe in the comment section. So a lot of people did not believe that it even happened. And one of the questions that keep popping up in the comment section was why the major news outlet don't have this information. Now, when you know news maybe after 1 hour, and them can't cover everything. Some situation not even get reported. Now, this is just a follow-up to Melissa being murdered in Montego Bay. And sadly, it did happen. And now a major news outlet has the information. So with that being said, I'm pretty sure you'll see it on one of the big news outlet them, and not just on my small channel. Now, Jamaica Constabulary Force is seeking information and assistance from the public. They want to locate a man by the name of Dane Watson. And Dane Watson is being named as a person of interest in this murder. Now, as you know, Melissa is a United States citizen. And it is said that Melissa traveled to Jamaica on her birthday, or for her birthday, just to celebrate her birthday with Dane Watson. And why would she want to do that, you may ask? Well, the investigators are saying that they were married. Dane Watson and Melissa got married in 2025. So legally, her husband. So she got to Jamaica to enjoy her birthday with her husband. Now the investigators are ruling Dane Watson as a person of interest. So they're asking the public for assistance to locate Dane Watson. So if you have no information, no whereabouts, the police don't want to see him here.
And don't tell me Flippa get locked up again for the same thing. All news though. Because I don't feel like a new news. Flip.
Yeah, my side, welcome back to another video. Most of you suppose are familiar with Flippa Mafia, aka Flippa Magla. I look at dancehall entertainer there. You see me, I say no jokes. It's been circulated in the dancehall space that Flippa Mafia has been arrested, and it is also alleged that I must see white lady I'm dealing again in my side, you see me. So far, no official report, no put out. You see me, I say, I no see we shot, no mug shot come out, and I no see no officially out yet. But I just tell you what is being said or what is being circulated. It is alleged that Flippa Mafia get caught up, I see him white lady something, you think what he send him go to prison, and he come back out, he look like saying that jail feet again right now. You really fuck up if I saw you go. I tell you the truth. Really fuck up. What do you see you come from prison? I say like you the good bad man, I not go anything, I say like you work, you got the GED, a bag of things, brother, a bag of things, you show say you're upstanding citizen. You're paying taxes, dog, or that get boring, I don't know, I just ask one honest question, I see it, I don't know. But if them say, I saw you go for true, my general, boy, you're on your own, this a trip here. So what do you go? You're not even really done a long time, Although a long sentence, you come like as you go, you come out, you did quick. Think about it, and pre say them might stretch this time, no jokes. I don't have to wish bad for you. But, boy, I don't know. You see me, I don't know. I don't know for the fast life or the fast cash, brother, but, you see me, fucked up choices you make, but you don't know anything, you have to just face the consequences, them, if you're found guilty for real. As I say my side, you know anything come down. This time I couldn't know what they take place. As more update and full, I'll be sure to keep you all informed and posted. I'm out.
Wagwan, beautiful people of Jamaica. Thank you so much, guys. I truly appreciate your presence. I mean, I don't take it for granted. My good people, in today's video, we are going to do what we called an highlight, like what really happened in Jamaica in the last 24 hours. That is what we are going to discuss. And 4 items or 5 items that we're going to talk about is, number one, there's this particular lady called Dan, or popularly known as Melissa, who was just visiting Jamaica and then she passed on. We are going to talk about her because that story has attracted public outrage. People are talking about it. Number two, we will talk about the artist Flippa Mafia. This guy was arrested, released after 9 years, and then again, there is a rumor that he got arrested on Mother's Day yesterday. And then again, we're going to talk about Aisha Speed leaving Jamaica. Remember, he has been in Jamaica for around 10 days. Not Jamaica, he has been in the Caribbean for around 10 days visiting those beautiful islands. And now it has finally come to an end. That's what we're going to talk about. Another thing that we will talk about is the price of flour. I mean, it's going up by the next week, and yeah, we can't wait for Jamaicans to speak so that we get to know what's really happening. So if you may ask yourself, like, what is really happening currently now in Jamaica? I understand that every week, every day has different headlines, different titles, and different debates, different arguments. Guys, today we're also going to talk about different items, So the people in Jamaica, they are talking about these issues. And of course, these issues, they're not just small issues, they're big, because if they weren't big, nobody could come in the social media platforms to speak about. So there was this visitor, this beautiful lady called Melissa. So there is a lot of story to do with her, and many people really want to know, like, what really happened to this particular lady. And we are going to talk about her different stories here today, because it's an highlight of what has happened in Jamaica in the last 24 hours. And we are talking because, as you can see, people really want to know the why all these things happened. People are frustrated, and people are always emotional, and they are watching, they want to see. So, of course, social medias are these platforms that have provided us with a space to come out and air our opinions. And of course, if you are not an interested person in creating videos, you can always comment down below. Let us know. So let's start with the story of Melissa, because this is one of the stories that has shocked not only the beautiful island of Jamaica, but also the world. Many people are shocked, actually. I mean, the death of a female visitor called Melissa is being announced in our TVs, and I believe that one of the clips that I attached here is actually speaking about the death of the visitor. So a lot of emotional videos, of course, we've already seen here, and people are asking questions. They want to know why it happened. So as you can actually see from the clips that I attached here, we are seeing some people trying to blame insecurity in Jamaica, and others are talking about social media was just spreading lies and rumors without confirming. Yeah, all of these are true, by the way, because you never know, because the truth hasn't yet come out. And of course, these are very big conversation, very big issues that needs to be talked about. And as you can see, like once a story has gotten into social media, it spreads like a fire, like a burning bush. So from this particular incident of Melissa the visitor, you can see that people will start portraying Jamaica as this insecure and dangerous island. And of course, that is not the case, because a lot of tourists do love visiting Jamaica, and tourism is that pillar of the economy that really holds Jamaica's economy. So by talking about this tragic story, it does not in any way define the security of the entire island. And of course, people have opinions and we respect everybody's opinion, because at the end of the day, how you think about something is not the same way I will think about the same story. And that being said, we are very, very different. So thousands of jobs depend on hotels, taxis, street vendors, restaurants, tour guides, name them. So if one visitor passes on, a lot of people will immediately worry about international headlines, because you never know how CNN will put out this title. You never know how BBC will put out Al Jazeera. That matters a lot, guys. I can tell you that matters. These media outlets, they do have what we call influence. If they tell the world like this is what is happening in this particular country, so many people will believe and trust that, yeah, they are telling the truth. But that's not the case. It's only that they have a big audience. And many Jamaicans are fearing that the wrong message could be sent to the world and create fear among visitors who want to visit Jamaica. So many Jamaicans have actually, starting to defend their country, their island. That that particular story does not define the entire island, and they are actually telling people that no, don't focus so much on that stories, because that's a very difficult conversation, and it's disadvantageous, especially about safety. And of course, once a story has gotten into the internet, it becomes extremely complicated, because you see, like, one side is talking about Jamaica's image needs to be protected. Others are like, we need to be honest about this. As you all know, I mean, everybody's correct in their own way at the end of the day. But again, when Jamaicans abroad join the conversation, they'll be like, we still feel safe in our beautiful island. And these particular crime stories, as much as they make us nervous, it's still home. East West home is the best. And politics is one of the things that has always been blamed to be the cause of insecurity in any country, in any island, and some will talk about poverty, some will talk about bad parenting, but anyway, all of this, they do make sense, and they're valid points anyway, because in some places you will see poverty as the cause of insecurity, unemployment, name them. So in this case, we have a tourist who just passed on in Jamaica, and of course the leadership will actually be questioned, and they will want to know so many things, so that at least they send the right message to their countrymen and people that will want to visit Jamaica in the near future. So so many people in Jamaica, you could actually feel like they were expressing sympathy. They were really emotional, because beyond all these discussions that we've just watched, and I've done the analysis, at the end of the day, a family has lost a mother, a sister, a family member. They've lost someone. And most of the time, that's where social media fails to understand, and it forgets easily. Because every headline that you see on the media, they actually involve real people. And of course, you cannot expect that Jamaicans are going to be one-sided. Of course, they are going to be divided in some way. And so many people will focus on the compassionate part of it. You need to have compassion. Others will focus on rumors, and of course, attention comes in everywhere. So at this age and era, you can clearly see that most people don't really wait for actual information. And that is why I told you that, you see, by the time these media outlets, for instance, these licensed TV stations, before they air out any story, they need to be sure, they are always sure of what to do in case of a legal battle. But you see now with social media, it's just someone with their account, they're coming out and posting, and that is very dangerous, because at this point people they're not licensed to have these social media platforms. They just come out and post videos and say whatever they want. So tourism, at the end of the day, it's not just like it's an entertainment, it's a platform where families are fed, and that needs to be understood. So whatever tragedy happens and it involves visitors, people will actually have panic attacks. And of course, yeah, that's why even I'm also talking about, because you never know what Jamaicans, some of them are talking about, or you never know, I mean, what the world is thinking about Jamaica. Probably through this story, somebody cancelled their trip to Jamaica, and that shouldn't have been the case. So there is this particular artist from Jamaica called Flippa Mafia, and is being talked about like so much. And this guy is they are claiming that he actually got arrested for like 9 years, and then he later on he was released, and now again arrested on Mother's Day. So from the look of things, whenever dancehall history comes up, Flippa doesn't miss in that history. People talk about any conversation about also crime and music. His name appears, and many people are discovering him as well, because publicity is publicity. It does not matter if it's positive or negative. So I don't know what to think about that, because there are those who remember him, there are those who know him as an entertainer, there are those who know him based on a criminal case, and of course that makes the entire story to have kind of mixed reaction, and that is life anyway. So recently he was arrested, and we will still get to understand what really happened to him, because it's still fresh news, and we don't want to guess like stories here. We need to be sure about this, so that we can come out and speak and talk to you. So Aisha Speed has been in Jamaica for like 10, not really Jamaica, but the beautiful island, Caribbean island, for like 10 days. And he was in Jamaica yesterday, and now he has left. And I can tell you that it was one of the best things that he ever did, because he received a lot of love, and apart from that, he showcased the Caribbean to the world. And I can tell you that everywhere he goes, it's just beautiful, amazing, because this guy blends well with the people. He connects well with everybody. It doesn't matter if you are white or black. He just blends with the people of the world. So the internet has been exploding, by the way, when it comes to Aisha Speed being in the Caribbean, and of course, even outside the Caribbean island, people are still talking about him, and they're really talking positive about him, because currently Speed has showcased the world, and as showcase the Caribbean to the world. And that's one of the best things that can ever happen to any island or the or country. I can tell you, you market them for free because remember these countries they do have ministries that represents their tourism sector, and this tourism sector needs to do marketing, and now speeds come in and markets the island to like over a million people. Wow. So flour in Jamaica is going to rise like in the next week, and I can tell you, I know that will bring a lot of discussion and heated debate. Because these are some of the basic commodities that the Jamaican people are using, and flour they use it to make bread, dumplings, buns, pastries. Oh my God! And soon it's gonna rise, and people of course will start posting the prices of this uh, flour and everything, and you'll see a lot of jokes, fun, because at the end of the day, this it depends with how you take everything as it comes. Some will be sad, some will be, you know, making jokes out of this. It affects everybody, the rich, the poor, the middle class, and all of us have to eat. So we will start seeing Jamaicans are talking about these particular prices, and of course, from my expectation, I expect them to probably blame the global supply chain, and some will blame the government policies, others will blame corruption, and of course, it will become a political thing because at the end of the day, prices of things and goods in any country, it has to be political in some way. But again, let's wait and see anyway, guys. Let us wait and see. So if you connect all these stories together, what you will come to understand, or what you'll find very common in social media, is that all these stories. There are so many stories that happened in Jamaica in the last 24 hours. But then now these ones that we've talked about, since they were posted in social media, then they exploded and everybody talked about it. And I can tell you that without these social media platforms, some stories will remain there where they were. But through social media, we get to learn so much and get to know what really happened in a certain place within the last 1 week, 24 hours, 3 months. And, that's the beauty of the world and innovations and technology. Anyway, my good people, thank you so much. If you watched the clip up to this point, I do not take it for granted. I'll see you in the next video.